Watch till the end of the video to get some insider secrets on how to convert your visitor visa to a work permit. Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ria from TNC, an immigration consultant based in Vancouver. So today I'm here to bring you a new topic, how to convert your visitor visa to a work visa. But before we start the video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so that every video will come to you first. So let's start with the basics. First of all, of course, you need to have a visitor visa. So for those of you who have never applied for one or still need to apply for one, I made a video a few days ago, top secrets of how to get your visitor visa. So I'll be linking it in my description below. You can go check it out. And for those of you who already have a visitor visa, let's carry on. Converting a visitor visa to a work permit is possible, but Canada.ca will never recommend this to anyone because they don't want you getting a visitor visa for the wrong intentions. But with our experience and expertise, we'll be telling you how this is possible and how you could do this for yourself. So the first thing you require is a job offer from a Canadian employer. I'll be listing a few websites where you can find these job offers, and I'll be linking them in my description below. These websites will help you find jobs in the provinces that you intend to live in. Secondly, you need to build a professional resume. A professional resume is very important to Canadian employers when you're applying for jobs. So what that means is keep it precise and concise, list your education and list your work experience with important and concise job duties. Remove your picture, remove your marital status, and remove your father's name because it's not important in your resume. The most important thing in your resume is your work experience. So mention what you're doing currently in your home country. For example, if you own a store, mention that you own a store from which date to which date, and mention in your job duties maybe of a store manager or a store supervisor. You could always Google these duties and change the words in your resume. That would look professional and really helpful for the employer when they try to understand what you do in your home country. Similarly, if you're working as a truck driver or a construction worker, you can make a resume for that as well. If you're a truck driver, you just mention how long you've been working for, which countries you hold a license for, and what kind of trucks you've driven. That would be really helpful for truck owners. And if you're a construction worker, then you could mention what kind of construction projects you've done and maybe make a portfolio of the projects you worked on. Once your resume is ready, you're good to go. Good luck finding your job. So now that you're ready to search for your job, you can head over to one of the websites that I'll be linking down below and start your job hunt. Let's say you want to go to jobbank.ca. Now there's many jobs on JobBank, but how do you look for the one that's meant for you? You need your NOC code, which is also the National Occupation Classification Code. We use a NOC system to categorize every job in Canada. So you have your resume ready and you have your NOC code ready. What's next? Apply for the jobs. Go to jobbank.ca or whatever website you choose to and start looking for the jobs using your NOC code. Go through the list, send your resume, send good cover letters, and wait for your phone call. Don't lose hope, guys, because I've had clients who waited at least a year before they got a job offer, but I've also had clients who were able to get a job offer within 5 days. So you never know when you're going to get lucky. Now you're selected by a Canadian employer. What do you do next? Simple. Your employer has to apply for something called an LMIA, also known as Labor Market Impact Assessment. What is an LMIA, you ask? Well, that's a totally separate video because it's so much information. But short form, it gives the employer legal papers to hire a temporary foreign worker from another country. So basically, it's a job offer provided by a Canadian employer, and this is what will help you get a work permit. This is the main part of the application. An LMI application is pretty much the employer showing the Canadian government that they were not able to find a Canadian worker for the job, which is why they need to offer you the job. So now that you have your LMI, the main and last step is getting your work permit. So how do you get your work permit? That's the main question of this video, converting your visitor to work permit. Visitors can go to the border to convert the work permit. Now, I know this sounds a bit confusing, but this is where you need a consultant to help you to prepare your file and to prepare you for the border. Going to the border to get your work permit is called flag polling. So how does this work? You pretty much have to go to the USA border first, tell them you're flagpoling. They'll give you a sticker or a stamp on your passport, and you'll be returning back to the Canadian side with your file and telling them you're here to apply for a work permit. Now, you do not need a USA visa to flagpole, so don't worry about that. It's a simple flagpole. You're going to USA and coming right back. Flagpoling is not usually recommended by consultants, lawyers, or even officers. But if you have the right file, if you have a genuine job offer with the right experience, and you had no intention to work in Canada when you came for a visit, then it shouldn't be a problem for you. But keep in mind that your file has to be literally perfect when you go to the border, because the officers at the border are very, very picky, and they might refuse you for the slightest reason. What kind of errors are these? Pretty much, if you didn't fill out the right experience when you initially came to Canada in your application. So let's take the example of a store manager again. So you were a store manager or a store owner back in India, but you didn't fill that. Instead, you put the company of your construction business instead, because you have two businesses. But you went to the border to get a store manager work permit. You would not get approved because you did not mention that experience in your initial application when you applied for a visitor visa to Canada, which is why I tell everybody, whenever you apply for your visitor visa application, make sure it's correct, precise, and concise. The most important part about flagpoling is that you need to have legal status in Canada. What that means is that you need to be within the first 6 months of you arriving into Canada, or you've applied for an extension. You cannot be between the two, which means you're out of status or you're on restoration. If you need help with flagpoling or converting your visitor to a work permit, you could contact TNC and we would be happy to help you out. I'll be leaving all the contact details in the description down below, so feel free to reach out to us. Once you are done your flagpole, you'll be entering the Canadian office, where an officer will be assessing your file and asking you a few questions. If everything is good to go, the officer will be printing out your work permit on the same day, on the spot, and once it's printed, you're good to go. The work permit will be valid for however long your LMI is valid for. So some LMIs are valid for 1 year and some for 2 years. So I'll be making a totally different video on port of entry applications and how to flagpole, and I'll be giving you my insider tips and tricks. So for that information, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you'll get the first tips. At this point, the Canadian borders are not accepting applications for work permit unless it's essential services, which means truck drivers or farm workers or food laborers only. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please share it with your friends, and if you have any questions, please leave it in the comment box below. Until then, stay safe and stay tuned to TNC.